Welcome, Lights Out Show fans, to the best in mixed martial arts. My name is Chris Freeze. Right over here is the JDH, and we bring you a little bit of MMA, known as the Lights Out Show. TLOS to those in the know, and we just finished watching on our live blogcast and webcast UFC 124 Koscheck versus GSP 2. And if a rematch was necessary, I think a trilogy will be a mute point here, I think, in the fact that GSP soundly defeated one Josh Koscheck, retaining his welterweight title, and the dominance of one George St. Pierre continues. Was there any doubt in this? We'll, of course, talk about that and this entire card, as well as other news and notes in the world of MMA. But until then, let's get to know you, the listener, by getting to know us, your hosts. JDH, what's the haps?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to everybody who participated in the UFC 124 live blog and webcast. We actually had a huge response, quite a few. You never know how's it going. It's always great to talk with some of the guys who've been around for a long time. We got Dave, Vulcan, Spearhead, all kinds, Deuce, Jiu-Jitsu Charlie. We had a lot of guys, VIM 6000. A lot of people were jumping in, a lot of new people coming in too. So anyway, it was a great dynamic. A lot of people interacting.
The dick factor, very low.
Yeah, and that's the thing is we throw out a lot of stuff, like on Twitter and stuff like that, letting everyone know. So people want to come in there and check it out. And they always say, hey, can you turn the screen to the actual fight? But the problem is,
now explain what we do on our blogcast webcast.
Working with the possibly the tightest man in the world, and I thought I was tight. He's starting to, we're neck and neck now. It's not like a Usain Bolt thing anymore. But we're actually watching on the same screen, so it's physically impossible. But yeah, we're watching it while we're doing this live webcast, so it's actually possible. But they always ask us to, nonetheless, as well as they ask for dancing girls, which I understand. But
yes. But there was lots of fun, buttery nipples and Cobra.
Yes, we were drinking some, and we kind of sobered up now. It's been a while, but we were drinking some King Cobra malt liquor.
Yes.
And Chris Freeze,
much to my chagrin,
has actually found a way to fruit that. I figure, I was going through the liquor store, looking what could possibly be, the manliest beer. Pabst Blue Ribbon, we thought about it.
PBR.
But it only came in 32 ounces. I wanted to go full 40.
Full 40.
And they didn't have any St. Ides, which I actually got to go a little deeper into the ghetto for that. So we had to go with King Cobra. Chris was able to drink like about a quarter of it.
A half.
About a quarter of it.
2/3.
And then... and then he had the bright idea, because he was talking to chicks on the webcast and saying, yeah, that's right, I'll like a half and half with 7-Up, and that's
Shandy. That is the Dave Wallace Shandy.
He fruited up malt liquor.
I had half of Cobra and half 7-Up, and I believe it was who was it? What was the guy's name?
The manly policeman cut your nuts
off. Something breakfast. Napalm breakfast.
Yeah, Napalm breakfast. Great to see you.
Thank you for stopping by. It had the great idea to say, hey, Cobra, King Cobra and 7-Up, you just did a Cobra Up. Yeah. So you know what? Now, whenever the mood strikes me, I Cobra Up.
Yeah, that's right. Just for that, every UFC I'm bringing King Cobra, dude.
And I'm bringing 7-Up.
Best $1.25 you can spend, dude.
Oh, man. Seriously? Was that what it was?
It's like $1.70, but whatever.
Wow.
It gets it done if you think about it.
High on the hog over
$1.70, yeah. But anyway, so that was cool. It was kind of great interacting with a lot of people. A lot of people came and went on that. And I think the fight card ended up being good. I mean, I guess my expectations were low. The bar was low.
Well, there was some question, obviously, when, there was some of the main card included Mac Danzig, Joe Stevenson, Jim Miller, Charles Oliveira, and that. But it actually, of course, my mantra is any card with Stefan Struve on it, that's a card worth watching.
Sure.
And Stefan did not disappoint. As a matter of fact, we have a new catchphrase, when you get submitted or you get knocked out in dominant and devastating fashion, you just got Struve.
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
It's going to live on in infamy. The JDH actually was the one who coined that one.
That guy got Struve tonight. But, I mean, here's the thing. We kind of discussed it in a little bit. We're probably going to get into it a little later. But the fact is that this is a good fight for Struve. Anytime he can finish a fight, I think they have a lot of hopes for him in the UFC. But at the same time, he has to start stepping it up against better competition.
Mhm.
You know, Junior Dos Santos, he was in no way ready for that fight. Totally in over his head, and yeah, kind of peed a little bit.
Yeah, we had
But
mentioned that.
you know, I mean, I thought the performance was bad enough to have warranted him complete exile from the UFC forever, no matter what he did. But Dana let him get a second one. He's
Well,
come
he's
back.
a young kid. He's only 22 years old. So I mean, the setback that he had there, obviously it was the losses that he has sustained against Roy Nelson and Junior
And
Dos
then he
Santos.
stepped up to Roy Nelson's a guy. I think that's a good barometer to see where he's at. Roy is no slouch.
No, Roy's a very accomplished
Yeah.
fighter. So that was a tough one though. But I guess my point is, as much as my bromance with Struve is, I need him to step it up against stiffer competition and prevail. The tough competition that he's had, he has not been able to overcome, that being Nelson and Dos Santos. But he is taking care of the rest of the pack. And now
Yeah.
I think the next one, and we talked about this, um, what do you think that next opponent should be? We mentioned Nogueira. We mentioned Brendan Schaub. There's some other guys out there, but I mean, I think it's now you're getting to that
Yeah.
point where let's see what this kid can do and throw him in the deep end there. But we'll get into all that. But other than that,
What do you think about a fight? I mean, I know that this Duffy is no longer with the UFC, but what do you think of Todd Duffy? Both of them
if
are
he had
relative.
still
Yeah,
been
if
in,
he was still there, and I think that still can happen. Because Duffy seems to be walking on a little bit of.
well, he hasn't even signed. He turned down Bellator,
Yeah.
had a chance with Strikeforce,
And
turned
that's
that down.
why I think he's tiptoeing, trying to get back. He's like,
But
you know,
he's
it's
got to
seriously,
earn
Dana.
his way back
Yeah.
by fighting at some of these other promotions. But I guess he's picking and choosing it because if he
Yeah, he
picks
doesn't-
Strikeforce, he might find the path back to the UFC a lot tougher. So maybe he's just gonna do some more minor league type shows, get a couple of wins back under his belt, prove to Dana that he's got his head on straight and he's not a dick anymore. Because I guess that was really the main reason that he got let go, was because the dick factor overwhelmed him, and he got his ass
And
fired.
if Koscheck is still fighting in the UFC,
Yeah.
he must have
If
been
you
a
could
pretty big dick.
If you can overlook that dick factor,
Yeah.
then Duffy must have been, colossal. But what are you going to do? But other than that, things are going well. Happy to bring you the show here on this fine Saturday evening, and glad, like I said, for those of you who are able to step up and watch us on the live webcast and broadcast. We got lots to go over.
And thanking everybody who entered the Lights Are So Challenge, too.
Yeah, another record turnout.
A lot of people getting into it. I think they're really excited about it because there's two ways to win. It's not only winning, but it's also if you can get a zero. A lot of people are going for zero. We'll give you a T-shirt if you can get zero. That's virtually impossible.
We've
had a guy get one.
Yeah. We've had.
And he was trying.
We pride ourselves, and we didn't do this intentionally, but our TLOS challenge. Now, a lot of other sites and other MMA organizations, whatever, they have their own pick'em challenges. None is as difficult as ours.
Yeah.
Normally, it's just pick the winner. That's it. We have pick the winner, what round, in what manner, that kind of thing, and to get that trifecta and I am a former TLOS challenge champion.
Yeah.
I'm
at least a two-time, possibly three-time.
No, just two. And no tres. But and we've done quite a few of them, and all.
It is hard. You've got to seriously.
So now people say, "Jesus, so freaking hard." I try to go for zero, and they can't even go for that.
And it is hard. If you really think about it, we are trying to get them all right, and sometimes Chris is getting 3s and 4s.
That happened like once. Sometimes.
Yeah. More than 2/3 of the time. But that's the thing. Even if you try to, this guy's trying to only get 3 points. So it is difficult. I mean, half the time. Well, the Cody came in second once, and that was strictly because he picked opposite of Chris on a gag and got like 20-something points.
Yeah. By the way, no offense taken.
Yeah, that was.
Whatever. Anyway, all right, we got lots to go over. We're going to, of course, recap UFC 124, talk a little bit about the rest of MMA, because it's not just all UFC. There's other things going on. And we'll take a look ahead. We always like to do that, a look ahead at the next big UFC, see if that one's worth perusing. So all that and so much more on the best that mixed martial arts has to offer, the Lights Out Show. And if you're watching us on YouTube, we have a series of video segments that you'll want to check out. Search for us here. For those segments for this, our 526th volume of the Lights Out.